Good morning, New Earth. How are you doing today? This is going to be a morning update, but certainly I feel new. I feel brand new. I feel good. Na 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 na. And I knew that I would now. Indeed, I did. I do. I did. I do. I did. It's all now, right? I have a little story to relate. Today we are moving into the 6th day of the first wave spell of the new Tolkien spin. 260 days in total. The wave spell is 13 days. We're on day number 6 in wave number 1. The wave spell of the red dragon. Birth, beginning, nurturance, and something else I'm not looking up now. Too many moving parts. One should assume that I know them all by heart by now, but I don't. And you know what? I love that I don't, because not only does it bring me face to face with my, I want to call it fallibility, but it isn't. It's just a concept that I'm very ready to surrender. I give it up. I sacrifice it. I sacrifice what's not working. No, but it does bring me face to face with my idea of something like that. That's like, Tatiana, you should know this. Comes the teacher or something in me. I'm like, no, I do not need to know this. This is not a test. I do not need to regurgitate learned information. And the other thing that it does that I don't remember everything, it allows me to rediscover time and time again. There are 13 tones and 20 seals. Each one of them have a core of 3 attributes that are given to each. It shouldn't be so difficult if you're dealing with this on a daily to remember all of them, right? I'm not even trying to. I live in the system, and what gets remembered is what I experience. So as I look now and again and I find something that I like, oh God, yeah, like yesterday was the overtone tone, and there's something about the overtone tone that I think of it as radiant. The 3 qualities are radiant. Yeah, you see, the third one has already left me, but the one I wanted to say that I never seem to remember, but maybe I'll remember it from now on, is command. It might be worth saying which the 5 are, because I do want to talk about yesterday. Empowering, yeah. You see, so each time I look it up again, and I go into this like, oh my God, I love forgetting because I love remembering or discovering. It's such a fun process. Such a fun process. And this is very much part of today's tone, which is rhythmic. Organizing, balancing, equality. Note, I am reading this off. The equality part in this one, or equalizing, or whatever, is the one that I frequently remember. I do know the organizing and balancing. So forgetting is a way to reorganize or rebalance. You can put things together in a new way, perhaps instead of, well, the rhythmic tone that I want to use to explain what I'm trying to say, as I'm fumbling around. Do I know what I'm trying to say? It's like dancing. I mean, there's a difference. If you have like a meter, you dance within the meter. Yesterday I spoke about the limitations. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Whenever I spoke about the limitations of classical music, and how within the limitations you can really experience a different order of freedom. I'm thinking ballroom dance, for example. It's also not free. There are certain steps within which you can play around to a degree. There's certain music, certain rhythms. You can't just change the rhythm. If you change the rhythm, you change the dance steps. You change the dance, right? If I understand this correctly. But whether you're dancing in a 3 square meter room or a 30 square meter hall, that makes a difference. How much space do you have to whirl around in, or whether the music is like, barely audible or really perfectly loud or really too loud. It all makes a difference. So that's the balancing of this tone 6. And it's rhythmic. It cannot be the same all the time. Standing on one leg all the time, you can't move. If the volume of a thing is constantly the same level, it gets, depending, but you know what I mean? It's like it can't be constantly loud. It can't be constantly to anything. But we can also not live without the extremes, if you will, or the further edges of the center ideal. I'm thinking a seesaw. If you put the 2 seats of a seesaw right next to the center, there is no seesaw. I guess, it does require that, and the further out you sit, balancing, because it has to be 2. If it's just one sitting on a seesaw, there's no seesawing either. So if there's 2 sitting there, you can have so much fun. I used to love seesawing. Like sit out there, and especially if the seesaw went up higher than I was tall. So that if I had to actually reach up with my hands to get the seesaw side for myself down, to sit on it, or if it was like, say, head height or something like really high for me, something where if I fall off this thing, well, I will feel it, I'm a child, so I won't, like, it won't, but, and then to push up and to push up and to fly up and to make, when I push up, I fly up. Not only do I fly up, but my friend on the other side flies down. If I push up when we're just cruising, unexpected, that person, that's not terribly kind, because that person unexpectedly lands hard. Yes, there's the tire at the bottom, so you're not landing too hard, but it's still a bit of a jilt because you're not expecting it. But if you're expecting it, if you're playing the game, you use your legs and the tire to catch yourself. And this is for me right now, I have not thought of this before. This is a new thought to me, to connect the seesaw with a rhythmic tone. There are many images we can give it. This is one of them that comes to me now, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I triply enjoy it because the seal we have today, the sign of the kitten, is the White Worldbridger, also known as Death. And we love death. Not everyone, but some of us. And I'm going to read this off. Death equalizes opportunity. And the 6th tone also stands for equality and for balancing and organizing. So what better place for the Worldbridger than to be on tone 6, because it equalizes, it makes us all equal, it gives equality to everything, because everything comes and everything goes. Everything gets born and everything dies. Everything has a time period of existence and then, or of being what it as such is, and then there's not really anything really quite eternal except that which is eternal. And the non-eternal is the polar opposite of the eternal, but the one only knows itself through the other, so one cannot exist without the other. But I'm not wanting to go too heavy into the philosophy of things. I want to share a little personal story. I get myself massaged now and then, and I pick the dates on which I get a massage according to the Tolkien. There's certain days that are just very, for me, very, I pick moon days, red moon days, because I feel a lot. I'm very close to my emotions and very close to the sadder emotions, the heavier emotions. I like experiencing them and getting in touch with them through my body and releasing. I like snake days, yeah, like yesterday. Body, physicality, other things. It's just like a really delicious day for a massage. So I was asking myself before the massage yesterday, whether or not I was ready to die. That is a question one apparently gets asked before getting a Hawaiian temple lomi. Are you ready to die? Are you ready to really release and surrender everything and be renewed, be reborn, let go of everything and trust life or yourself or whatever to organize it, to organize what can go and what stays or gets renewed. On snake days, it's so perfect. The snake stands for that rejuvenation, for healing, the shedding of skin, or the preparation of the shedding of skin, right? So it's really, really a very powerful day. And in my own wave spell, the wave spell of the yellow sun, the snake is on tone 6. So yesterday's snake and today's 6 is what I live in my life, balancing and organizing through living and dying, through burning up the old and allowing. That's how I need to work with my body. I don't know. Well, now I'm talking out of my arse, but some of these concepts I can feel rather than actually mentally grasp, let alone convey them in any way that, I don't know, makes sense. But when I hear other people do it, I'm like, oh my God, brilliant. How do you do that? Anyway, maybe I can do it on the day of the rhythmic snake. But then I can probably perhaps give it some word, which isn't today. So I don't need to do that today. During the massage, I answered that question with yes. And during the massage, I often have memories or sort of visions, or like sometimes they're like semi-psychedelic states of experience, very, very transformative. And yesterday, suddenly there I was. I forgot. As a child, I had a lot of nightmares and a lot of recurring themes for many, many years. Not a lot of recurring themes, 4 or 5. One of them was a tsunami wave. And I was on the beach, everybody ran, and I couldn't move. I was panic stricken. I couldn't move. This 30-meter wave, God knows what, it was huge, it was black, came. And I couldn't, and I woke up horrified. Over the last maybe 10 years or so, I'm not sure now. I remember this now. I dreamed that same dream, but it is no longer threatening. I see the tsunami. I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? I walk or I run or I make a plan or something. I turn around and walk away. Nothing happens. Anyway, I gotta love the dream language. Anyway, so there I am yesterday, and suddenly this image appears of me on the beach, of the nightmare, the child, the tsunami wave. And I'm like, we face our fears now. And I stood there with my arms open. I didn't try to run. I'm like, yeah, just come. I can't get away anyway, even if I could run. What are the odds? And why run? I couldn't run then. I can't run. I won't run. Come. And I let it take me and tumble me. And I think I may have had the feeling of having like my body taken apart, in terms of there was a femur, there was a firmer. There was an arm and a finger, and my arms and legs and body became untangled. But I wasn't, it was like I was stretched into entanglement. And in that stretch, I was cleansed. Maybe I died in whatever. I mean, we don't die, right? But I had this transition, this transformation experience. And then there was just a lot of peace and space and quiet, like I was hurled out into the cosmos. And it was an incredibly peaceful feeling. I didn't linger there because I went into new adventures. I mean, why stay? Transformation has happened, right? It was great. I had a lot of releases. Deep pain in my thigh. I had to ask my masseur to press. Very, very weird. Just as my thigh muscle attaches above the knee. Very, very, I needed to feel that pain, like doing a root canal. I had not known that anything sat in that place. I mean, but clearly it did. I had quite a fit, quite a episode of release and crying. But when I was younger, I used to get crying fits that would last for hours. Like my mind would grab onto the next last thing that I had to grieve and cry over that, and then it would look for the next last thing, taking me all the way to my very first griefs at the age of 4. Before that, I couldn't remember. And I could spend hours doing that again and again and again. I loved it. Yeah. But that is crying over spilled milk, if you will. So you can go on about it. If you are having a cry over a release, over a real now thing, that doesn't last very long if you do it properly. And by that I just mean if you really let it wash through. It's not a judgment call of doing it improperly. It's like if you just like trying not to cry, you can also, it can actually, for me, if I do that, and I do that, if I'm suppressing, then the feeling really grabs a hold of me and it can stay for days. If I actually go in there and like slap myself and get it out, it's like, yeah, I was having this image of these movies where these guys stand in front of the mirror and they stuff in their face and giving themselves a pep talk by slapping themselves in the face. Anyway, so I had a lot of shedding of skin yesterday. It's a very deep process, and yeah, I certainly feel it this morning. I'm certainly willing to learn new patterns and to let go of the placeholders. For me, being massaged on a regular in the context of my life is like it's quite a shamanic process. There's a lot of soul retrieval that happens through the body, through releasing things through the body, through cellular memory, etc. And I find it, I've gone through the emotional journey of the same kind, which is I don't know, maybe I had to go through that. I enjoyed that too. I want to say that this is more effective, but I'm not sure that that's true. It's just that I am this year, as I spoke about that yesterday, I am a snake myself this life birth year. I am snake every 4 years. As I explained yesterday, we rotate every birthday. You join you're born. The sign of the day is a member of your so-called earth family. It's one of 4, so you rotate through those 4 every every birthday on a different tone or one of those 13. So you have 4 times 13. Each one shows up once with one tone in the course of 52 years. And then the cycle repeats. And this year, I'm snake, and it's my first snake year that I'm in the Tzolk'in consciously living the snake. And it's absolutely, utterly amazing for me. Because I've not been, for most of my life, often not very well connected to my body, not very well, whatever parts have incarnated into me and whatever parts have got like split off or found themselves not feeling safe within the body, yeah, that's whatever. So, but this year I'm consciously living that, and since I'm on tone 11 this year, spectral, which I'm not going to look up now, but it's liberation, release, freedom. It clears out, similar like to tone 6. And tone 1, tone 6, and tone 11 are guided by themselves, by their own seal. So each seal also has a guide. Yesterday, we were guided by this red snake was guided by the red Skywalker. Tones 1, 6, and 11, due to the annotation, the numbers are written in dots and lines, and whenever there's one dot on top, a line is 5, 1 is a dot, so you have 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot, 1 line, 6 is a dot and a line, 7 is 2 dots and a line. So wherever there's 1 dot on top, 1, 6, 11, they are guided. The guide position is filled by the same seal as the seal of the day. So today the Worldbridger is guided by the Worldbridger. The snake that I am this life here, spectral snake, is guided by the snake. So I've got double snake power, and we're in Chinese horoscope snake, triple snake power. Kudos to me. The cosmic orchestration is unbelievable. It is unreal to me this entire year. I mean, for longer than this year, I've just been shaking my head in disbelief. The magic of it is like too much to handle. But Tzolk'in is pure magic. If we live with that, it's pure magic. Woo! Because we are magical beings. We are magical beings. So, yeah. So today is a really great day for organizing things, balancing things, cleaning, tidying up, whatever the flow is, and letting go to make space for new opportunities. The Worldbridger stands for opportunity. It bridges worlds, it bridges opposites, it bridges what has been taken apart, and it can teach us where we sometimes, like with in my case, I this split. Oh yeah, but I didn't finish my thought on soul retrieval. Did I finish my thought on soul retrieval in the massage? If I didn't, maybe I did. If I didn't, here it is, finished. Perfect for Snake and Worldbridger. Perfect. I bemoaned for quite a while the psychological splits that happen. What are they called now? Oh, in when we have trauma and part of the psyche splits off, we go into maybe dissociation or not fully embodying everything of ourselves. As we will never embody everything of ourselves, but you know what I mean. I used to put myself honorably in the victim position, poor me, and for a time I had to do that. I tend to think, I believe it's a necessary part of the process, because there is a moment where something happens, even if I can lay claim to being responsible for everything that happens in my life. I'm the designer, my soul is the designer, blah, blah, blah. I cannot claim victimhood, but there still is a moment of victimhood that I will acknowledge. I had to in my process. I have to every now and then in my process, because otherwise it feels to me as if I'm skipping over something. I'm jumping a step. And that part of me that has at least felt victimized or something, call it that, we can call it something else to soften the blow. I would like that. But I'm not going to do that right now. Take the blow, Tatiana. If I skip that, it calls back, it holds me bound. It's like you haven't looked at me. I'm still here. I haven't been acknowledged. This felt bad. Oh, I have to go in there like I myself, like, like for real. And then I can let it go. And the world bridger certainly is one archetype that has taught me that, or that I can associate, link with. Where's the world bridger on the tone 3, which is linking? It's the wave spell of the yellow seed. Potential blossoming focus. Note to self. Anyway, it feels sometimes so wrong that something gets taken apart. But sometimes it isn't. I mean, we gotta accept what is, right? So if it's been taken apart, if a leg got cut off, if a part of me got split, if the atom got split, well, there is a place and a point where maybe it's a good thing to be able to do that, and to have the world bridger to understand, you can't forever stay child. There is gonna be, I'm gonna make a weird analogy now, which is maybe, I don't know if it's inappropriate, but I'm thinking of the tearing of the hymen. It just like, you will not always be virgin if you want to be a sexually active woman, so there is that transition from one state to another, and sometimes that needs to be grieved. Right now, we are in a time where Neptune is leaving Pisces, its home sign. I'm Pisces. It's leaving me. I feel a sense of grief because it doesn't come back to Pisces. Well, according to current life expectancy rates, it doesn't come back to Pisces in my expected lifespan. But who knows, right? We get to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 800 years, 900 years. Jonah lived 900 years. Then we have a lot of Neptune. But I can use the world bridger to say, well, okay, I go to Neptune in Aries. I can visit. He's not gone. But it sure has been nice and confusing to have him for 11 years, 10 years, 14 years, or what was it, in Pisces. Maybe I'll be so glad he's leaving, because maybe Neptune's influence is just a little too fishy. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway. Yeah. On a serious note, we don't want to be serious today. I just don't. I'm enjoying this lightness. This is rhythmic for me too, because I can spend considerable amounts of time in the heavier spheres of life, in the darker spheres. I'm pretty good at that. And right now it's really light. This isn't gonna stay. And I finally understood that for the longest time, for many, many, many years. I've been conscious about something in me that when I'm in the darkness, when I'm in the hole, it feels to me as if there's nothing but darkness and hole. For a long time, I didn't even have a memory of light. Then, and vice versa. And then for many years, I trained myself to remember there is light. And the way I trained that is when I was in the light place. I couldn't remember the dark either. Oh, I've never been down. What? It's like, oh no, life is a party. It always is. It has been. What? There's no cognizance of the other side, virtually. I trained myself during the light times to remember, ooh, there is the dark. Build a bridge, world bridger. Build a bridge from the light where you can. to the dark, so that when you're in the dark, you will have built a bridge to yourself on the light side. When I did it, I didn't look at it as a bridge, because a bridge is something you can travel across. I looked at it as a line, like a lifeline, like a rope, like anything that I can hold on to and know, there's something on the other side of this rope. I have no access to that right now. It worked. I have no access to it. I can't get there. But I'm holding the end of this rope, which means someone is holding the end of the rope on the other side. And that's me. And eventually, like, that's really rhythmic, the rhythmic tone for me. And even now, I'm holding the end of that rope for that side of me that does not have access to these states. It is a part of me. And there is a bridge, a world bridger between them. They are my own polarities. They are not good and evil. They're not even good and bad. They're just light and dark. They are light and heavy. They are expanded and contracted. They are liked and not liked. They are fun and not fun, or less fun. I can enjoy, if I can really give myself in surrender, Worldbridger, death, if I can die to my, if I can surrender my resistance to the heavy sides, I can almost get to a point of enjoying them. Depends. It's not that black and white. But yeah, so there's that. And I think there's that. I think I've spoken. I'm not wanting this to be a really long session. It's a half an hour, okay. That is my, anything less than half an hour is really me cutting myself short. Oh, I practice that. I will practice that. Anyway, I wish us all a fantastic Worldbridger Day. And if we're listening to this and it's not a Worldbridger Day, I wish us all a fantastic Worldbridger Day. Because it's always now. And this is the next level magic with the Tolkien, is that to be able to energize every one of the 260 seals, kins they are called, not seals, the 20 seals and 13 tones, and 20 times 30 is 260. So there's 260 combinations, and these 260 form a Tolkien spin. I should add a picture in here. I'm not going to. You can look it up if you want to. Doesn't matter. It's, that picture is something to look at though. But it's like our many parts of DNA, they resonate or all at once. Like it's all alive at once. So when these 260 kins in their combinations vibrate at once, now it's every now is now. The linear mind is like, what? What did you smoke? Get real. Get real. Get real. Okay, so there's two of me on two ends of the stick, and the echo is like, get real, get real, get real, get real. We are real. All of us are real. All of it is real. It's just that some don't have access to some others. And that's all right. That is as it should be. When it is that way, it may not always be that way. Sometimes access is granted. Sometimes merging is granted. Sometimes it's not. And I want to say to roll with the punches, but that's a bit negative. But to at least be okay with it all being as it is. That's freedom. And the Worldbridger brings freedom. Tony 11 is much about freedom. The storm is much about freedom. But life is about freedom. And how would we know freedom if we didn't know what freedom is? And how would we know what freedom is if we didn't know what's not free, non-freedom? And some of us explore the unfree states for a very long time. And sometimes that's what it takes. Because the longer we spend in a contracted, let's say in a contracted state, in a sick state, in a depressed state, in a fearful state, in an unwanted state. And this I learned from listening to, I would give something to know if I added all the hours I listened to Abraham Hicks in my life. If I added that all together, how many years would that add up to? I'd care to know. Oh man. Right. The more we, to use their language, vibrate on the unwanted end of the stick, the more powerful the release experience is when we finally get to vibrate on the other end. And to me today, this is exactly what I'm experiencing. I experience intense, low, slow frequency states, which are like I'm walking through, I'm a piece of chewing gum. I'm like, not hold, old hard, hold. It's holding me. It's old and hard and holding me. And like I can't move. Everything is like, maybe that's what it feels like to be wanting to be born, and you just like, come on, open up already. I'm ready to come out. And it's just like, it's just tough. But when you finally bow into freedom, it's like, oh. And today is such a day for me. I remind myself, other days will come. If I don't, because it sometimes happens, sometimes I slide slowly down. Rarely, mostly it's like poof, quantum jumping into darkness. Like, what happened? And if I then don't remember what's on the other side of the rope I'm holding on to, it's it's really, really challenging, to put it mildly. And but I must say I'm very frequently able to remember. And if I communicate, since the wind is electric in my wave spell, when I talk about it, I can talk from the dark place, in the dark place with this energy. It's really curious. I notice it myself. It makes me feel a lot better when I do. Anyway, now I'm waffling, and I'm turning this into a long session, and I shall not. So, happy dying. Wow.